Here we go. Hey, Facebook and SWAT team. We are doing an interview today with Elaine Giannacco. She's going to talk to us about something that she does called office parties. You've heard me mention this before. So we're going to get started. It is raining here, so I'm hoping that we have some decent reception. But I'm going to bring Elaine in, and we're going to have a chit chat. Let's see. Hey, Elaine.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I really appreciate you doing this for me. And if you guys see me kind of looking around a little crazy, I've got a split screen going on here so I can keep up with everything. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge and sharing some of the stuff that you are doing. I really appreciate that. But before we get started, tell our listeners and the people on our team, tell a little bit about yourself, your journey as an entrepreneur and an Avon representative.
Well, I live in Palm Bay, Florida, and I've been with Avon since July of 2015. I just kind of decided I needed to have just a little extra income and,
Mm-hmm.
some extra money to put away in the bank. So
Right.
I'll sell Avon. And so I started, and things were going pretty good. By 6 months, could make my car payment every month. So that was.
Nice. Okay.
And then I went to the Avon anniversary celebration in June of 2016.
Mhm.
And on the door prize tickets there, I won a trip to Rep Fest in Las Vegas.
That's right. I know, because we were all so jealous.
And so that was in August of 2016. So I went, and it was a real eye-opener as to the opportunities Avon offers. And I
Mm-hmm.
decided to go through with leadership. And so I've been started that in September after I got back, and I've been doing some leadership, and it's really opened a lot of new doors for me.
I know
Uh,
you're rocking it. I
yeah,
see you on those leaderboards.
yeah, some extra bonuses, and big and small, and
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you've gotten several bonuses so
yeah,
far, right, for
yeah,
advancing.
yeah, and I
Hmm.
won the ticket to Boss Life for two, the trip for two.
That's right. Do you leave tomorrow for Jamaica?
Actually, I decided just to take the cash
Did
prize
you?
one
Or
instead.
Bahamas? I don't know why I said Jamaica. Bahamas. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I think they're leaving tomorrow.
they
Good.
are. I've seen
For
everybody.
anybody who doesn't know, Elaine and I are in the same district. We are not on the same team, but we do know each other. We have seen each other in meetings, and we have worked different things together and did gone to different trainings together and stuff like that. So, yeah, you are doing really, really well. Your upline is like in what, California or
Yeah,
something?
my upline's in California, and then I have people on my team all over the U.S. So, um,
That's awesome.
it's been a lot
Mm.
of fun, and leadership has made it that much more exciting. So,
Right, because well, you've gotten bonuses, you've gotten more money doing that.
and even though I'm not taking the trip, just winning it was really an exciting.
Right, right. Well, yeah, that was a huge accomplishment. I
Yeah.
missed it. Like, for anyone who may not know, explain to us what office parties are and just kind of explain to me how you came up with that idea.
Well, for me, I was just trying to think of a different way to, get new customers without having so many individual customers, because I do work a full-time job also. So
Right.
the least amount of traveling, delivering orders and whatnot I could do was what I was trying to accomplish. So I put some
Hmm.
thought into it, and I decided, well, what if I went to offices and handed out books and maybe could get a group of people in an office to order? So then I came up with this idea to make a little slip. And then I said, if I give them a discount, well, I could call it an office party. That sounds exciting. So an
Right.
office party, it's not really like a party. It is, and that's what I tell them when I go in. I'd like to give you the opportunity to have an office party, but it's not really a party.
Hmm.
What you get is I'll give you this book, and you can share it with the people in the office, and then if you order a certain dollar amount, it's on the form, then I will give you a discount. So, and then
Nice.
I tell her I'll come back in a couple of days, see if you have any orders for me.
How did you find your places? Were you just like, yeah, I'm driving around? Oh, I think I want to leave one there.
I decided to go by an area, like picking an
Mm,
area where I knew there was a lot of
okay.
offices, and then just getting there. And I'd maybe bring like some books with me, get there, and then just pick ones out on the street and go in. And then when I came out, if the girl told me her name, I'd write down the office, the name, whatever information I got at each one. So when I did go back, I would, know where I was going.
Oh, good. Okay, so you go in, you pick your offices based on, try to get the most offices in one area, I take
Yeah.
it, what I hear you saying,
Yep.
because then you have the most people in one place because of your job. You don't want to have to drive, 900 miles to deliver all of this stuff. So you have them condensed in one area. So when you go into these offices, you're talking to the receptionist, whoever is there in front. Are you offering a free gift, or are you just giving them a book or a couple of books or something like that?
Yeah, depending on the size of the office, I
Mm,
might leave one book and two order forms, or I may leave a couple of books and maybe five order forms.
hmm.
Sometimes I will bring some samples in with me. I think the big
Oh,
thing,
that's a good
I
idea.
try not to take too much time because I know
Right.
they're getting paid by somebody else to do a
Because the
job.
purpose of this is to be you go in and you get out.
Yeah.
You're going in and you're getting out. For everybody who's watching the video, Elaine has very sweetly offered to share her order forms. I do have that. I will upload it into our team Facebook page in just a little bit, because we can't do a screen share, so we can't show any of the forms or anything like that. But I will post it in our Facebook page so you can see what that is. Um, let's see. You talked about this briefly. So what you chose to do on your order form, instead of giving, because I know some people do free gifts and things like that. So you chose to do a percentage, and I apologize, I don't even have it up on my screen, but it's like a certain percentage for, like, what is it? Does it start at $50?
It starts to get 10% off for 50 to 74.99.
Oh, okay.
And then 15 for $75 to 99.99. And then
Mm.
if it's $100 or more, I give them a 20% discount.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay, so you're still making money. The great thing about it is, if you get a couple of businesses doing this, you have that opportunity to, for two or three businesses to have $100 orders a piece, or $75
yeah,
orders a piece. So that gives you an order right there starting out before you even place your own order for your face-to-face customers.
mm,
You can start your order with a couple of $100.
yeah, and I've had it work out where, some people I don't hear back from. I usually will
Hmm.
go three times at that point, three campaigns consecutively just to be consistent. And
Mm.
if by the third one they haven't placed an order, I don't go back because I don't want to wear out my welcome at that point.
Right. Yeah, that was one of the things I was going to ask you. Now, before your order goes in, do you go back and contact that company again, run by and say, hey, I'm getting ready to put in my orders. Do you guys have anything?
Yeah, I say to them, so when I go in with the book, I say, I'd like to offer you an office party. It's not really a party, but you do get a discount
Hmm.
if you order a certain dollar amount. And I have the form on top of the book. I say all the information's right on the form. If you have any questions, call me. And then in a few days, I'll just stop back in and see if you have any orders. If you feel like you can give them an exact date, I would say
Right.
Monday if you feel like you can do
Right. Let them
it.
know when you're coming back. We talked about this offline, and I have notes, guys, that I have to go by to keep me on track. But we did talk about this, Elaine, offline last week. You actually give them the discount on the entire order. And usually it's under the name of the person that you're giving the books to. And they decide how to do their discount, right? All you were looking for is to collect that
Yeah,
total total amount.
I've had it work both ways where they just give me a
Mm,
slip with 10 things on it, or they'll give me a slip with different names, and sometimes they'll even give me their own piece of paper, and they'll divide it out by the people with the amounts of money. So I've gotten it both ways, and usually I see they've made a copy of it at that point.
Right.
So they have their own reference, but I bring it all back in one, bag and let them divide it.
Right. And you just do the discount. Let's say if it's 10% of a $50 order, you're just going to give them, that $5 off of the 50, and however they do it is however they collect their money, right? Because they are paying you. Yeah.
And I tell them it is off of the products, because I do have like the actual shipping and handling and tax, and I can't give them a different.
Right. Right.
So
I just don't want anybody to be confused that they're going to be giving 10% off of everybody. You just kind of have that whole order as normally as one. A lot of people will divide it up or whatever, but you're giving that 10% based on the entire order. Because the person that you're leaving the books with, they're going to be the ones that collect the money and give that to you, right?
Yep.
Now they are something else I just thought about. Sorry. They are paying you. I'm not sure how you're doing it, so I'm just going to ask it. When you go back into the business, are they giving you the money at that time?
Yeah, so when I go back in and pick the slip up, they usually have the money.
Perfect.
I haven't had anybody.
Because I don't want people taking all of these orders, turning in this, $200 or $300 order, and go back to the company and nobody's giving them any money. So yeah, that was the
and not only for yourself, but for the girl who's got all the money or taking all these orders. She's not stuck with somebody not giving her.
Right. And I know some representatives, they order everything for their customers. They put it on their own credit card and then they get the money back. So I was just making sure how you were doing that, if you were collecting, because I would collect the money up front.
Yeah, definitely. I don't,
before you order.
Know them. And like I said, it kind of gives the girl in the office that is collecting it, she's out of the loop, as far as stuck with products that somebody else isn't paying for.
Right. Gotcha.
That whole problem.
Let's see. Now, this may be an unfair question, but I'm going to ask it anyway because everybody's going to be different. From your experience, the ones that you've done so far, how many orders do you typically get when you hold an office party? Is it normally about 3 or 4 orders, 5 orders? I guess it's according to how big the business is. I get it.
Yeah, I've had where I've gotten 1 order. I would say I don't know all the time because sometimes it's combined. I've gotten 14 think products ordered on 1 slip. And then I've gotten, I would guess maybe anywhere from 1 to 4.
Yeah. But normally a business is going to try to push it to at least that $50 because then they're going to get their discount, right?
Yeah. And then as far as the office party ratio, I would say I get 1 out of 4 offices on an average.
So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It's a start. And as
and that's it. Then you kind of drop off the ones that aren't, keep the ones that are, and the next thing you know, you have several offices you're going to, and there's 3 or 4 girls ordering, and it just makes it a lot easier to.
And then the great thing is after you've been there for a while, then you turn your receptionist into a representative. Let her take that over because then she already has a customer base for that anyway. So, yeah, it's a great.
Just let her know what she'd be making if she were placing that order.
Right. Because obviously, if they were a representative, they're going to be making more than what you would be giving them. That's the whole thing. Let me see what other questions.
If I've had one office, the girl in the front kind of manages the whole thing, and she orders repeatedly. So I do always bring her like some small, like a hand cream tube, something in her bag now and then, and tell her put something special in there for you. Don't tell everybody. But.
Because that's in her incentive to keep going. To keep doing it. Yeah. People love free stuff. Now, I read on something else, just a side note. because there was another representatives that were doing freebies for their customers. Well, she had told all of her customers about freebies that she was doing. So she had this one particular customer that was starting to expect it and was getting angry when she wasn't getting a freebie. I don't
Yeah.
tell my customers when they're getting freebies because I think then it's a surprise. It's, like Christmas and, so I do it periodically. But yeah, when you tell them, sometimes they start to expect it. So it's nice to throw in those little things here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find that this has increased your business? Is it worth the effort? I guess I want representatives to understand.
Yes, I definitely think it has because I have had some places that have ordered once and then not ordered for a little bit, but then ordered again, and
Hmm.
and then I have one in particular place that every campaign I go with a book, they order some
It's
stuff.
crazy, yeah. And then
It's
especially
like
when
anything, it's a risk. You're going to put
right.
time into it, and
But if you
hit the
start
jackpot on
cultivating,
one.
do what?
I said you might hit the jackpot on one.
Exactly. And
Mhm.
then once we start getting into fall, for others who don't know, Elaine and I are actually trendsetters, so we sell a little bit ahead of everybody else. We sell about a month ahead, 2 campaigns ahead. But once we get into fall, then you're in those businesses for them to do Christmas shopping.
Mhm.
So that's typically when I know my business really picks up during Christmas, during the holidays when people start Christmas shopping. And for anyone listening, what would you suggest that we do? What is the first thing that we should do to get started with doing office parties, do you think?
Print the form out and then just get a little notebook to write your information down as you go.
Hmm.
Take a
And
few,
just do it.
just go out and even one day
Yeah,
just try it at 4 or 5 just to get comfortable
there
with
you
it.
go.
Maybe
Because
not
the
do
important,
10 at a time, but just a couple in the beginning.
right.
Get a feel for what works for you.
Because, and there may be, and I don't want anyone to get a false sense here, because some businesses are going to tell you no, they don't want to do it. And that's fine. You just move on to the next business because it's like you said, at some point, some of these businesses they haven't seen an Avon representative in a while or they haven't seen a book. And there are people that get really excited about seeing our books. So I think it's just doing it, getting out there, and what have you got to lose? If you don't go in, you're not going to get anything.
Yeah, and
But if you
that is the
do,
big clue is, and you'll feel that when you go in. Some people they'll be like, "Okay, well, thank you." I haven't
right.
had anybody tell me, no, I don't want the book. They've all taken it. They've all been very
Hmm.
nice
Hmm.
every time I've ever gone. But you'll see some get really excited, and then
Right,
that,
right. That's
that's
fun.
somebody that you want to
Yes.
put the big star next to when you write
Yeah,
your list.
there you go. There you go. Let's see. We do have a couple of viewers. I cannot see who all is on unless somebody comments or, sends me a message or something like that. Does anybody watching have a question? If anybody's watching live, do you have a question that you would like to ask Elaine that we haven't covered? Anything that you can think of. This wasn't going to be a very long interview, but it was just something that I thought was a very good idea. And Elaine said, sure, I will share. I don't do a whole lot of videos. If I can do it, anybody can do it because I usually have technical difficulties. I can't get something working or something like that. So we will see if anybody has a question. We're just going to kind of stay here for a minute and see if anybody has a question. And if not, we will close it out. I like doing these short ones because people have other stuff to do.
Yeah.
So, any last comment or any last suggestions that you would have, or helpful tips that you would like to share for your office parties?
Um, no, I think that kind of pretty much covers it all. I think that's the big thing is just not to be consistent without being too persistent because you
Yeah.
to wear out your welcome, and just try to talk to the same person each time you go. Always helps too.
Right. Yeah, because then they're going to remember you. You're going to build that rapport with that person. So yeah, that always helps.
Yeah.
That always helps. Well, this was a great interview. I think it gives people a starting point. I will go in and share the template that you created. Thank you for doing that and sharing it with us.
No problem.
All you got there's how many? There's 3 to a page, right?
Yep.
3 to a page. All you have to do is print those, cut those apart. And I would put, I don't know, 1 or 2 with each book that you leave at a business. Elaine, typically you leave 1 book, right, per office?
Yeah, most of the time I tend to go to the smaller offices,
Right.
but if I do, go to one that's a little bigger, then I will bring 2 books. The other thing you can always do is if you have any friends that work in a larger
In an
office,
office.
just get them the books and work a little thing out with them to also.
That's what I was going to say. It was just coming to me. I was thinking that you could even do this even with your personal doctor's offices or anything like that. Give them a little discount. Let them, because these people end up being your helpers. So you don't have to do all of the selling. They're taking the orders, they're collecting the money, you're bringing back the product to drop it off.
Exactly.
So then you have everybody in one area, so you're not driving around all over town trying to deliver 20 lipsticks or whatever. So I think it's a great idea. A great, great idea.
Yep.
Well, Elaine,
a lot like a book party, but just
yeah,
a little different title.
It's a little bit different in that, you're giving them a percentage instead of a gift.
Yeah.
And I think it's on a larger scale. You have the potential to reach more people at an office party.
Yeah.
So yeah, by all means, I think that you could use your friends, give them one of these books to take into their offices too. I think it's another great idea to utilize that.
Yep.
Well, Elaine, thank you very much. And I appreciate you taking this time. I don't think it was a very long thing, but that's okay. We just wanted to get this information out there and share with other representatives, especially new representatives, some of the stuff that we're doing, ones that have been in this for a while, what we're doing to grow our business. The great thing about this industry is everybody starts at the same place. Nobody really has the upper hand on anyone else. We all start with no clients, and then we just kind of have to work our way up and grow and come up with creative ideas and creative ways to increase our clientele. So it's just another way to do that. But I appreciate your time. And guys, if you have any questions, just post a comment underneath the video and we will do our best to get back in touch with you and answer those questions in the comment section. Okay. All right. Have a great day, everybody. And thank you, Elaine.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.